That's her trying to pawn it off on me. Oh.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Your Life Beyond the Military. And today I'm coming in as Vet Voice Vanessa, talking to my military veterans that I'm assisting with their VA disability claims. I have been waiting a long time. We've all been waiting for the VA letter to come for these two. They've started the process with me a few months back. And rather than hearing from myself, why not hear from the people, the clients on the other end to see their experience, to see if maybe this is something other veterans might need to be considering. So thank you, Thomas and Charlene, for joining us. Thomas is at work late at night in a different part of the world, and he's left his wife alone on a cruise. This is amazing. They've got a great marriage and a lot of trust. So, but they both came to me around the same time, and I'll let Thomas start with how you connected with me again about the VA claim because we were stationed overseas with Marine Security Guard and all that a long time ago. We're all living in Florida. You showed up at our place
Yes.
between your cruising, and then what happened, Thomas?
Yeah, we did. I don't know. I had been following you on Facebook and seeing the successes that you were having with other folks, and decided to talk to Charlie about seeing if you could make it happen for us. And even though we were at, I think I was at 50, no, I was at 80%, but never thought I'd be able to get any higher than that. Just decided to go ahead and on a whim and reconnect with you guys because we hadn't seen you in so long, and
Yes.
to see whether or not you guys could make this happen for us. And you could make it happen for us, and you did. So we are
Yes.
extremely happy.
Yes, the whole
Yes,
a
we
whole
are.
team did it. And Charlene
Yes.
too. It's very rare that I get a couple at the same time doing it. And one was in, she was in, they were all in. So they're like, let's tell us what to do. Charlene, were you all also at like 80% or
I
keep it
was at
right?
80,
Yeah.
percent as well, and wasn't sure or didn't feel comfortable trying to go back and see if I could get the 100%. Once Thomas talked to you and then he came back and he convinced.
Convinced. She's blurring out a little there because of
Yeah.
on a
Uh-huh.
cruise. Amazing. On a cruise, she's showing up. So we'll let her chime in again when she gets back. We'll just keep that pretty smile right there. She's gonna be like, "What
Oh, she's
happened to me?"
frozen.
She's frozen on my end, but that's okay. That's we've got two of you here. So that's kind of how it
Okay.
initiated. And then you guys were visiting us, and you froze her for a minute, Charlene, but thank you. You're
Yes.
back again. So then once we decided, I think you came down, we played a little in the Florida, the Gulf side of Florida, and then you went back on another cruise. And then you said, yeah, we got to get this going. And then I messaged you and said, are you getting this going or what? And then what happened? You guys had to get all your documents together between all of your travels. So then
Oh,
that
yes.
happened. So what did it feel
Oh, yeah.
like before you started working with me and you were stuck at this 80% mark? What was going through your mind?
Well, I know for me, what was going through my mind is again, I didn't think we'd get any further. I thought uh, we had reached our limit pretty much. And like I said, I kept seeing uh, testimonials from folks that you'd helped, that you and the company, Re Medical, had helped. And I just decided, hey, let's go ahead and give this a shot. And who knows? Never know what may happen.
Hmm.
And we're so happy we did,
Yes.
um, because even though it was a lot of documentation that we had to fill out, and believe you me, I got a lot of pushback from my other half about all the documentation. Um, but after we got that all filled out, it wasn't long before appointments were scheduled with Free Medical. And, we conducted the interviews with them. And I swear it was really quick after that. I think it took about 2 weeks uh, for Reed Medical to provide the report. And after submitting it to the VA, literally only about a week for me.
Yeah,
And
that's
I was
amazing.
I was shocked.
I was
Yeah.
Yes.
shocked. That's one of my quickest, comebacks from the VA side. Usually it's been taking, I've been doing this for about a few years now. Vets are usually waiting in that pipeline for about 5, 6 months. That's kind of the going rate. But there's been a lot of changes lately. People were worried, a lot of firing going on in the government and the VA, but they
Yeah.
also did hire a bunch of new people, and our vets are processing quicker than ever. I get texts several
Yeah.
times a month now saying, thank you, I'm submitting, just upload it. And then a few weeks later, screenshot of their 100% or whatever their increase was. So this is
Uh-huh.
really positive for vets. I mean, it's so nice that they don't have to wait after submitting all this stuff another half a year, like for the decision letter, like what's going on,
This is
So,
true.
Absolutely. Because this
Charlene
whole
had,
process has been, I think we started this whole process way back in 2009. And literally, I didn't get to 50% until, what was it, Charlie? 2017?
Maybe
years.
2017. Yeah, it took that long. And it took a couple of letters, writing letters to government officials asking why is it taking so long
Mm-hmm.
for you to get a response. Um, I went from we moved to Florida, and got in at 60%, and then I just sat there. And then finally, because of my need, they finally pushed me up to 80%. But then because it took so long between that, I just was not interested in trying to go any higher until we talked to Vanessa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a key point you made. You said you just weren't interested anymore. You get exhausted and overwhelmed with the
Yes.
paperwork, the pushback, the process, the denials, and you're just like, just forget it. I'll just stay where I'm
Yeah,
at. But
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
by serendipity, our paths crossed again, and you guys decided you're both in that season and time of life that said, let's just give one more shot. And there was a
One more
financial
shot.
commitment, investment. You never know
Yes.
because the VA makes the final decision. I don't try to promise 100% for everybody. I get vets texting like, here's my name and or call my friend and he needs 100%. It doesn't quite work that way. We need to have medical evidence to back it up.
Indeed.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, so how does it feel now going back to Thomas, now that you've got your rating? You got a few weeks before Charlene, like
Yes.
I
together
did.
you're on this call together, but you had only one thing you were claiming, was much quicker. Charlene we had to go back and forth a little more, and they had to do some more supplemental stuff, took a little longer. So how's it feel? What did it feel like when you got open up that VA portal or whatever and saw that rating?
Yeah,
Private.
Thomas.
I, I told Charlie, I said, man, I felt like I hit the lottery. And I told her, I said, I feel like I'm having the Holy Ghost in this room because I was jumping up and shouting and couldn't in disbelief, to be honest with you. Uh,
The
I,
Holy
you know,
Ghost. I love it.
I still feel like I need to pinch myself because it just doesn't feel real. After
Mm,
No,
all of
it
these
doesn't.
years since 2009, trying to make that happen.
Yeah.
Uh, and now, it's finally
mm,
here, and it's just shocking.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
Charlie,
As
what
as
would you
as
say?
soon as soon as he gave me the paper,
As soon as
for
he gave you
me, it was
what?
just as soon as I had called him and we were just chatting, and all of a sudden you see him jump straight up in the air, and he's just, and I looked at him and I said, "You got 100%." He said, "Yes, I did. I got it. I got it." So yes, it was awesome. And for me, it was like he kept after me last time. I said, "Okay, okay." I checked it and I said, "I got 100%." So it was just it. We're just overjoyed. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah,
you're welcome. So
yeah,
who do you think is the best fit to work with me as I'm continuing to grow my business here, helping with Vet Voice Vanessa? Who's the best fit, you would say?
yeah. Anyone who's been out there and they've been trying to make this work, like for years, like we did. Um, if you've kind of given up hope and feel like there's no chance of you getting it, reach out to you and the team that you work with, and you guys seem to make
Exactly.
miracles happen.
Yes,
Mm.
indeed. You guys know
Yeah,
what to do.
Yeah, and we can't help everybody. Some people are maxed out with their case or have another situation. We give resources and pass them somewhere else if need be. We've got a 90% success rate and we like to keep it that way. So we want to make sure we're confident in what we're submitting with you based on your medical evidence to go forward as a candidate. So both of
Yes.
you met those qualifications. So
Yes.
what's the best thing of working with Vanessa, with Vet Voice Vanessa?
Well,
She is military. She stay on you.
Just a military spouse,
well,
but I love that
yeah,
she is military.
She stay on you. Thank you.
yeah, yeah. No, you're very personable,
Yes.
and you make it the process easy. You talk to us throughout the entire process. Um, yeah, you just made the whole thing easy. So we're
Yes.
very pleased by that.
Yes, we
Thank you
are.
guys so much. It's a team effort. It's a team with me working as an affiliate for Remedical, and it's a team with my client too. So if I have veterans that are not as proactive, not filling out the paperwork in a timely manner, back and forth, sometimes there's life events that happen that have some delays, but it takes a team. And I just kind of guide you. I'm the
Mhm.
guide and help remind you what needs to be done, what needs to be submitted next, but you have to give that information back to me. I can't. You can lead a horse to
Mhm.
water, but you can't make it drink.
I
So
can
that some
drink it.
people are
That's
just
so true.
sitting there in the system still like they're almost on the fence still that like all they have to do is click yes and I'll get them that invoice just like I did with you. We get the ball rolling. But
Yes, you
Right.
did it.
it's a
You did it.
mindset for people. They get stuck. And it's a shame that, we do have to be paying for these services. But my husband and I were a client of Remedical ourselves years ago because we weren't getting anywhere. I mean, he was 23-year
Hmm.
combat vet, 60%. I was like, no, that's not right. 5 deployments.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's a team effort, but thank you guys so much I can't believe like we're on a call here. I'm in Florida, Tom's is in the Middle East, Charlene's on a cruise in the Bahamas, and
Hmm.
we're all connecting. We'll make it happen. Digital
We're
Yes, we
Zoom. I
making
are.
it
love it.
happen.
So thank you
Absolutely.
guys for taking time out of it was like last minute. I just got a text from Charlene, like, thank you. And I'm like, oh, let's do a call right now. So thank you guys so much, and we will be in touch and connecting when we're in Florida or maybe on a cruise somewhere. We need to start
Indeed.
some
That's
military
right.
Yeah.
cruise couple. We can start military cruise couples, and I can do VA claims on the cruise ship too, and look at paperwork. Oh, that's a whole other world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Why not?
All right, guys. Well,
Oh,
I will let you all go, and thank you again for taking a few minutes to share your journey with us, so we can help other
indeed.
veterans in their process, meet them where
No
they're
Yes.
at.
worries. No worries.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for all your help.
Yes.
Thank
Indeed.
you, guys. Bye
All
bye.
right.